This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. I'm going to show you videos and pictures of San Cristobal, Mexico, as I discuss why I believe it is a good live or retire cheap in paradise location in Mexico. But don't write anything down as you listen. Everything I say is in writing at Vagabond Buddha with Google Map links. Just click the link in the notes below this YouTube video to get Live Cheap in San Cristobal, Mexico. San Cristobal Things to Do, San Cristobal Free Old Town Walking Tour, San Cristobal Day Tours, Best Restaurants, Nightlife Bar Hopping Tour, Best and Cheap Places to Stay, Flights, Buses and Trains, Livability Factors, and San Cristobal Cost of Living, plus our best travel or retire cheap to paradise locations in the world. Live cheap in San Cristobal, Mexico. This is Dan from Vagabond Buddha. This is my Live Cheap in San Cristobal, Mexico guide. Are you looking for the cheapest paradise location in the world to live with the lowest cost of living possible? Do you want to live in paradise but prefer not to burn through your money doing it? Maybe you're looking for a cheap retirement paradise. Maybe you're starting an online internet business and you want to spend as little cash as possible. Maybe you want to live cheap in paradise while you write your first novel. Maybe you inherited a small fortune and you want to make it last as long as possible while you travel around the world. Live cheap in San Cristobal, Mexico is one of the places to consider. Identifying the best places to live or retire cheap in paradise locations in the world is what Vagabond Buddha is all about. I left the USA in 2007 and I've lived in or visited 65 countries so far. As I go, I'm comparing them and providing information about which ones are best to live in. I intend to tell you which ones are cheap and fun to live. There's a link to my YouTube channel that has all of the places I visited in the last 2 years. If you're interested in knowing the other countries I visited or lived in, just ask for a link to my old travel blog. My first post was in 2007. Chung Hoi of Hobo Ventures is traveling with me. She joined my travels about 1 year ago. You should check out her Instagram account. She's fun to follow. There's a link provided. If you'd like to learn how to make money online or how to live internationally, possibly with less money than you spend at home, please grab a free copy of my ebook at the link provided below this YouTube video. San Cristobal, Mexico facts. Before launching into specifics about San Cristobal, here's some interesting background information about San Cristobal, which is located in the state of Chiapas, Mexico. Here's a Google map with my arrow pointing to the location of San Cristobal. I'm here now as I type these words. It's super fun and beautiful. Just come to the webpage, check out the map and all of these facts and everything else I'm talking about in writing with Google Map links. The city was founded in 1528, but underwent a number of name changes until it received the current name San Cristobal in 1829. The indigenous people still call it Jovel, which means the place in the clouds. San Cristobal is at 2,200 meters or 7,200 feet above sea level, and it actually seems to be in the clouds for parts of each day. Unlike many other cities in Mexico, the Spanish built this city from the ground up. They did not destroy any old city that was here before or any temples. San Cristobal is a favored tourist destination because it maintains its colonial charms of red tile roofs, cobblestone streets, flowered wrought iron balconies, and the area's indigenous population and cultural beliefs. The architectural influences of the Old Town colonial area include Baroque to Neoclassical and Moorish. Many of the buildings are lavished in bright colors to attract tourists and accentuate their facades. San Cristobal was designated as a Pueblo Mágico in 2003. This is a designation given to the most charming cities in Mexico based on food, culture, arts, and architecture. The culture of Cristobal is defined by the indigenous population, including colorful textiles, amber and filigree jewelry designs, local foods, colorful markets, and ceramics. Chiapas has long had a politically active indigenous population. In 1974, Bishop Ruiz formed a Congress of Chiapas with indigenous representatives from 327 communities from Chiapas. The purpose was to unite indigenous people into one voice. Despite these early successes with political activism, economic and social marginalization of indigenous groups has continued. Eventually, when Mexico signed a treaty with the United States that comprised the indigenous, that compromised the indigenous groups, the Zapatista ability to control their own land that they had been promised earlier by Mexico, the indigenous fighters took over San Cristobal in 1974. A peace accord was quickly reached, but tensions still flare in the region from time to time when the indigenous leaders feel the national government is not living up to the peace accords they made with the Chiapas indigenous groups. Since the Zapatista uprising in 1994, San Cristobal has become a lightning rod for those around the world interested in following indigenous treatment, along with those interested in learning about indigenous communal living cultures. The tourist sector includes shops that sell Zapatista or EZLN shirts and souvenirs. And so the international eye is on the Chiapas and how the Mexican government treats these indigenous groups. If you book my recommended flights, tours, or accommodations, you'll pay nothing extra, but we'll earn a small commission, which will help us make these travel guides. So please use the links at the webpage. San Cristobal free Old Town walking tour and map. At the webpage, there's a YouTube video of our San Cristobal Mexico free Old Town walking tour. I take you through each of the 8 destinations I feel are most important for you to see while you're here, and the map itself walks you through the neighborhoods that I think are most important for you to see and explore. And so if you come to the web page, you can watch that video, and if it looks interesting, you can click the interactive Google map and start your walk. And it's free, so please do that. Okay, next up, best San Cristobal day tours and a map. Guided tours. I'm providing a link here for guided tours that you can book online through a Viator tour. And I'm providing you a list here of various 5 of the most popular options, although there's 77 tours that are offered through Viator links. Just come to the webpage, look for one that's interesting, and click on it. Also, Get Your Guide tours. Had 12 tours listed for San Cristobal on the day we searched. Just come to the webpage, click on that, and you'll see what tours are available on the day you search. If you're an adventurous sort, you should try one of my self-guided or cheap bastard tours. From San Cristobal, I'm provided a Chimula, Mexico $2 US dollar tour from San Cristobal to Chimula. there's also a video of the tour. If the video of us going to Chamula for $2 per person looks fun, then grab a Colectivo to Chamula at a corner near a market, link provided. It's $1 each way. The Colectivo is a white minivan with the words Centro Chamula on the front. So watch the video. If it looks fun, grab the Colectivo and enjoy your $2 tour. If you'd like to learn the various ways people like you and I make money online, or how to live internationally, possibly with less money than you spend at home, please subscribe to Vagabond Buddha or get a free copy of my ebook. Okay, next up, San Cristobal, best restaurants, street food, and surprise experiences. On the webpage, I've provided 5 of our favorite restaurant experiences here in San Cristobal, and also links to where to go shopping if you like to cook like we do, and also where to get juices. I was on a juice fast while we were here in San Cristobal, and so Chung Hoi was eating and I was juicing, and there's a couple of great juice places I can recommend for you, along with the 2 markets. So there's restaurants, juicing, and also markets on the webpage. And there's a video of our the food and life here in San Cristobal. You can watch the video. If it looks interesting, then you'll know which of the restaurants to visit, and you'll be able to visit them because there's Google links on the web page below the video, and you find all that by clicking the link below this YouTube video. Okay, next up, best San Cristobal nightlife, bar hopping, or walking tour. It's important that San Cristobal feels safe at night, and so we wanted to go on a walking tour so you have an idea. There's just beautiful, well-lit walking streets here in San Cristobal. There's probably 50 different bars and restaurants along these walking streets, and you should feel safe to go in any of them and have a good time. So come to the webpage, watch the video. If it looks good, you want to go on that evening walking tour, then below the video there's a map. Just click it. There's an interactive map that will open up from Google on your smartphone, and you can start walking. I've mentioned this before, but if you book my recommended flights, tours, or accommodations, you'll pay nothing extra, but we'll be able to keep making these free travel guides. So please do that. San Cristobal best and cheap hotels. You should stay in the Old Town area of San Cristobal. You can walk to most of the interesting things to do and see. You won't need to get in a taxi. And here are accommodations that you should consider. They go from most to least expensive. Just come visit the webpage, click on these, the ones that I've reviewed, and pick one out. We stayed in an Airbnb. There's also on the webpage under the food and lifestyle video there, you can see a video of the Airbnb place we stayed in. It's had our own bathroom and bedroom. We shared the kitchen, and it was only $13 per night, which is crazy cheap if you think about it for such a beautiful place. I started living internationally over 11 years ago. If you'd like to learn how to make money online or how to live internationally, possibly with less money than you spend at home, please grab a copy of my free ebook. It's on the webpage. San Cristobal flights, buses, and trains. We took an ADO bus from Oaxaca to San Cristobal. You can go to the webpage, link provided, right-click in your Chrome browser to get an English translation, and then pick out your bus from wherever you're coming. The trip was 11 hours. It costs 457 pesos from Oaxaca to San Cristobal, which is about $23. Buy your auto tickets at least 1 week in advance to avoid their last-minute price gouging. As the seats fill up, they raise the price as much as 200 pesos per ticket, which is up to $10 per ticket. Normally we recommend other bus companies, ETN or Primera, but between various cities in Mexico. But as we have headed further south in Mexico, it seems that auto has a monopoly on travel. You'll need to check their webpage to see if they have a bus from your city to San Cristobal. You can visit the English ETN website, or just right-click on any web page in your Chrome browser to translate into English. San Cristobal International Airport. There is no actual airport in San Cristobal. The nearest one is TGZ, Aeropuerto Internacional Angel Albino Corzo, which is not far away. It's only an hour. You can fly into TGZ and take a taxi to your accommodations in San Cristobal. It takes about 1.5 hours, costs about 1,000 pesos to take a taxi, or $50. If you're on a budget, you can get an auto bus. It has a bus that goes from the TGZ airport to San Cristobal every few hours for about 80 pesos or $4. These are super nice buses. Uber wasn't operating here during our visit. Let me know if it's up and running when you are here. I provided a list of 5 places to stay in Old Town San Cristobal. See above. Recommend booking before you show up and then taking the bus. You can, if you get the SIM card at the airport, you'll be able to use that to get your accommodations. Once you're in town, a bus, or forgive me, a taxi from the bus station to your accommodations should be about $2 or 40 pesos. As I've said, please book using my recommendations. You'll pay nothing extra, but we'll earn a small commission, and we can keep creating these travel guides. Okay, San Cristobal, Mexico, livability factors. This is Dan from Vagabond Buddha. Here are the factors I use to decide if I would want to live somewhere. I call them my livability factors. Livability factors: weather, walkability, overall cost of living, things to do, internet reliability, social considerations, food choices, expat opportunities, and real estate prices. Those are the livability factors that I consider. San Cristobal desirability score. I rank each of the livability factors separately before I think about the overall desirability of a place. San Cristobal has a medium desirability factor. Right now, my personal top 6 places to live or retire cheap in paradise with respect to only Mexico include Oaxaca, Puebla, Querétaro, Guanajuato, Puerto Vallarta, and Tulum. But I have more places to see in Mexico before firming up my scores. If you'd like to know how my next 3 stops compare to my existing 6 above, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or Vagabond Buddha, or stop by later and see what we're posting. Walkability. San Cristobal is totally walkable, the Old Town area. You do not need to buy a car if you live here. If you would like to learn how to be a digital nomad or make money online, or live internationally, possibly with less money than you're spending at home, please get a free copy of my book at Vagabond Buddha. Internet reliability. The Wi-Fi in our Airbnb was 6.6 megabits per second download speed and 1.9 megabits per second upload speed, and that's using the AT&T speed test. That is the wireless connectivity within our Airbnb room. It's totally suitable for most purposes, certainly mine. Creating YouTube videos and web pages, having telephone calls over Skype and WhatsApp, and uploading YouTube videos. Food. This has the most foreign food diversity that I've ever seen in Mexico for a town this size. There are about 200,000 people living in San Cristobal, and most international foods are here also. There are just a bunch of foreigners who have moved here and brought their native palate with them. So it's not challenging to find customers when foreigners open restaurants here. They stay open and prosper, so there's a large selection for you. If you're enjoying this video, could you please like it, share on social media, comment below, or subscribe? Your interaction will rank us higher in search engines, and this will help our business also. Weather. We came to San Cristobal from Oaxaca, Mexico. The first things we noticed was that it was cooler here. That is because Oaxaca was at 1,500 meters or 6,000 feet above sea level, and San Cristobal is at 2,200 meters or 7,200 feet above sea level. April is the warmest month with an average high of 74 Fahrenheit or 24 Celsius. And it cools down at night to 46 Fahrenheit or 10 Celsius, and that's the warmest month. January is the coldest month with an average low of 40 Fahrenheit or 4 Celsius at night, of course. But it warms up in the day to 70 Fahrenheit or 20 Celsius, which is nice. The rainy season is May through October, when it rains 4 to 8 inches per month, or 112 to 226 millimeters, with the months of June and September on the higher end of that range. Because of the long rainy season and the cold weather in general compared to other places that we've been to in Mexico, I'm labeling San Cristobal as merely a medium desirability score. That's the main reason that it's getting medium instead of high. So if you like cooler weather, you might find this is your favorite place in Mexico. Things to do. There's live music everywhere in the Old Town day and night. We really felt safe walking around Old Town day and night, and you should watch our Old Town video to see what I mean. It's on, just click the link below this YouTube video to see a video of us walking around at night. If you are into outdoor sports, there are many options for you here, like hiking and exploring the beautiful mountains around the Chiapas. There are also rivers for other outdoor activities. There's an active nightlife here with foreigners from all over the world, permanent and tourists. There's arts and crafts are a big deal here. In the evenings, you will see not only local indigenous people, but also foreign hippie-ish people selling their handmade jewelry, arts, and crafts. This is a hippie's heaven. If you have liberal social beliefs and consider yourself a bit of a hippie, this place will feel like home. Everyone sings, plays instruments, and dresses creatively. It's a very lovely place. Social considerations. You will feel the need to learn Spanish here. You will be isolated otherwise. Once you understand Spanish, you'll integrate nicely into this community. Expat penetration. There are a bunch of expats living in San Cristobal. They are working here and running businesses and living the good life. But they're not the same kind of expats that you will find in places like Ajijic, San Miguel, or Guanajuato. They have fully integrated into the culture here, so they don't really need expat support systems. Real estate. You can get a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment or a condo in the Old Town area for about $75,000 USD. I provided a place to click here to search. I do not recommend buying until you have lived here for at least a year or two. That's really only when you'll understand whether or not this is going to be happily ever after for you. It's okay to pick this as a place, but you're going to want to move here before you make that final decision. San Cristobal, Mexico, cost of living. After you've visited at least 4 or 5 of the other places in Mexico I have reviewed, then consider where you want to live. Once it's time to pick a place to rent for a year or so, I recommend renting an Airbnb apartment here or wherever you pick for a few months or weeks. Once you're here, wherever that is in Mexico, then begin your search for a place to rent more long term, whether it's 3 months or 6 months or a year. If you try to rent over the internet speaking only English, you will be quoted only gringo prices. But if you come here and you can speak direct to landlords, even if it's with translations, I guesstimate that you should be able to get a 1-bedroom place somewhere between $375 and $650 for a decent 1-bedroom apartment in the Old Town area of San Cristobal, Mexico. Okay, monthly cost of living, San Cristobal, Mexico. Now this is for the temporary period when you come here for a few months to see, you know, if for sure you want to live here. And this includes your accommodations, whether it's an Airbnb house share like we picked for $13 a night, or a moderate hotel for $20 a night, or a backpacker hostel for $8 a night, along with high-end food restaurants of $10, neighborhood restaurants of $4 per meal, or food carts for $1. It also includes transportation, be it buses or taxis. Okay, there's a range here from low to high. This is for one person moving here. For a backpacker type, it's going to run you around $500. And then if you're more of a Airbnb, or even an apartment, your own Airbnb, or a house share on Airbnb, it's going to run you maybe $700 or $800, maybe as much as $1,000 a month to live here, and that's going to include your food and accommodations for one person. These numbers are on the webpage. Just come look at the table, and you can see how these numbers have come about. The above table is just my notes from my time here. The numbers are for one person and do not include alcohol, tours, or extras. And I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just sharing my notes with you from my visit here. For more information about how this cost of living monthly multiplier works, there's a link below the table. You can click and read about it. Okay, please subscribe here or on our YouTube channel if you'd like to receive the cost of living estimates for our next Mexico stop and for all the other countries in the world. We head to a new place in the morning in Mexico. Subscribe and you'll find out where and what it costs. Okay, please use, again, the links that we recommend for tours, flights, or accommodations. You'll pay nothing extra, but it'll help us keep traveling and making these blogs for you. Thanks for watching our video. If you'd like to learn how to live internationally, make money online, or become a digital nomad, please grab a free copy of my ebook and contact us if you'd like to collaborate with us on social media. This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. Thank you for stopping by. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner?